1, 2, 1, 2. Check it out.
It's the guys next door.
Check it out, y'all.
Only you to enjoy.
Yo, get live. Nobody fly it and fly ride. Couple guys from the city and you know Mac Wiles we own. Life of the party, my boy home. That smells Jones.
It's the guys next door.
Check it out, y'all.
Only you to enjoy.
Welcome back. Happy Monday. If you are listening to this, that means you have started your week off the best way you know how.
And how was that?
With the guys next door, dude.
Hey, how are you?
Mac Wiles, Fly Ride,
Your boy.
Mouse Jones.
Yes, sir.
And I heard a knock at the door.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, I didn't invite nobody.
Did you not?
And then I heard another knock at the door. I said, yeah. Nigga ain't say nothing back. I said, yeah. Nigga ain't say nothing back. I said, I'm about to shoot at this motherfucker. He said, Rob Haze.
I didn't know if I was supposed to join in the
you
story or
wasn't.
not. Okay, all right.
Listen, me neither.
Yeah.
I didn't know if you were supposed to say you're
Right.
back. I just,
Fine. Yeah.
But we do have comedian Rob Haze next door. He came, he pulled up to the spot. Rob, welcome to the crib.
Yo, thanks for having me. Thanks
course,
for letting me in your humble
Absolutely.
abode.
I didn't know at first,
Okay.
but I
Yeah, Ryan was ready to pack up.
I
shop.
look. I say light skin. We got a chance.
Okay.
Part of us.
He's on our spot.
I got a little
He's on our
thin.
spot.
I got a
I
little
was
thin.
getting confused.
I got a little
I was
thin.
like,
He's like
wow,
he was on our side. He's on
we
our
are
side.
really nuanced with our interpretation.
No.
Okay.
I peeked through the hole. I saw
I
you. I said,
see.
he
I
might
got
be a
you.
good guy.
Yeah,
Okay.
there
Give him a
we go.
chance.
Okay. I don't judge people off of shade. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, but hold on.
try
For
to-
saying that means you judge people. How do you judge people?
Ooh, that's good.
shade.
Good way to
What
pick
you
up
mean?
on that, man.
That is
I
shade.
mean, color and shade are different. You know what I'm saying?
Even
I
better
might make some judgments based off of color, but not shade.
shade.
Not the whole
Here we go.
Pantone book.
Okay.
You know?
I
Just
think
the
this
crayon
LA
box.
trip we have. I think this LA trip our guests have been fighting for the fourth
fourth spot, right? Yeah.
You have some extra white space, Rob
Yeah.
Haze.
Oh,
you might get it
okay.
today.
Okay.
Rob Haze, you might.
I didn't even
Nigga
know.
switched up his whole tone. Okay.
I didn't know. I
Okay.
didn't know.
Podcast
I didn't
voice
know.
on.
Oh, y'all hiring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know this was like the Breakfast Club. You know what I'm saying? I
We
didn't know
didn't know
that.
either.
I didn't know I'm the
All
only
of
one
our-
without a throne.
All
Okay.
of
Great.
our guests have been. This has been a really good LA trip. It's
Oh,
been
fine.
a really good LA trip. For the guests, for just what we got going on. Mac is he came out here to link up with the other unemployed people.
Okay.
I hate you, bro. Why?
What?
Why would you say that? Why would you say that? Jesus Christ.
Was it wrong?
It's not wrong,
Was
but
it
still.
incorrect?
No,
He
it's
There was a bunch of niggas.
he
There was a bunch of
included-
niggas sitting around singing karaoke who don't
He
have a
included-
job.
He said he included
Wow.
them and me. All together. He said the niggas on strike and your boy Rob. The unemployment crew
Nah, I didn't-
flew out here.
I didn't say you.
You
I
said
didn't
he
say
flew
you.
out here to be with unemployment.
Nah, I would never talk about you.
Wow.
You're an entrepreneur, brother.
wow. That is.
Put all your eggs in one
Okay.
basket. Some of our friends.
Yeah,
Oh wow.
I wish
Oh
my
wow.
eggs was in over there too. Those good eggs.
Y'all are the worst.
Oh
man.
God! But yeah, this has really been a good LA trip. I got to share the stage with Rob Haze.
He a funny guy. He a funny guy.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mouse had the people going. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? There was some extenuating circumstances, you know what I'm saying? Some stuff
Somebody in
going
the crowd,
on.
something-
Some stuff in the crowd and we all had a good time with the stuff.
There we go.
Okay.
There we
Yeah,
go.
we all played with the stuff a little bit, you know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, I will say, being back in comedy, I will say Rob Haze might be the scariest person that have to go after.
Oh yeah.
Like having a host and like go after Rob, I was like, I should probably just bring up the next comedian.
But you're not after me. They already know you. You the host.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you did you went first.
Right, I went first.
So it was
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it was like such a bang, like it was a 1-2 boop boop, get up out of here. And I was like,
Mhm.
oh, that's how I want to be. And it was like going up at it. I'm like, I'm not gonna step on this. Hey,
Just get to the next.
keep going.
Yeah.
New-
But that's good hosting.
Yeah.
If there's already a wave,
Yeah.
part of your thing is energy control.
Yep.
You know, it's
True.
like it's
True.
kind of like DJing. You know, like sometimes they
Navigation.
throw on a song to get people to go to the bar. Like I'm gonna throw a monkey wrench in there, and people gonna be like, I need a drink. You know, if you jamming the whole time, people not drinking.
Yeah.
Very true.
You know?
You're 1,000% correct.
So-
Unless you go to trap karaoke.
He
they-
basically
they-
tried to say.
He said, little nigga, keep it. He
Sometimes
said,
niggas
little
need
nigga,
a
you knew what
break.
it was.
Right.
And the jokes is hot. Sometimes niggas need to
No,
dumb it down.
no.
You go to the bar.
I'm saying
Mouse up.
it's
Go get a
somebody
drink,
coming
y'all.
up waiting to go on.
No facts.
So you
facts.
you
Nah,
helping them out. You know what I'm saying? Like if you jump in there, you could change
The
the
traje-
mood,
Really
the
navigate
trajectory.
through.
Yeah.
Really,
You know
really
what I'm
focus
saying?
on
Because
everything.
if you really getting your stuff off, you don't care about what the reaction is, and you still making them laugh. But for a host energy, sometimes it's got to be inviting. Sometimes it's got to be like you know you got guests.
And I already and I'm already aware of my disposition. Like as a comic, as a person on stage, I'm already the irritable type person. So it's like, okay, he put the energy here. Like this was A1 comedy right here. Okay, bet. Let me get this next comic up. Let me not try and get my shit off. And now they might not get the joke.
How about to say? I think,
Or
I think
it might
it's like
be-
you said. I think it's like you said. It's a wave. So as the wave is, that wave hit, and there's still like water coming. You really got to be on some like, all right, let's hope this next nigga knows how to surf. Let's get him up.
Yeah.
That was good. Rob, how long you been doing comedy?
I've been doing comedy since 2009.
Oh shit.
First time on stage, I was talking about Jeremiah's birthday sex. Yeah,
You from
that's how
Chicago?
long. I'm from Atlanta.
Okay.
Yeah,
What
yeah.
part of
We had
Atlanta?
106 Park. We got songs from other places.
No, I really thought I heard. Chicago.
I got you.
I didn't hear Atlanta.
Okay.
I didn't
No.
hear Atlanta either.
What part?
thought I-
what
Hey,
part of
Atlanta's
you
a
from?
diverse place. You know, we not always vocally represented the same, but yeah, it's people who talk like me from there for sure.
My fault. Didn't mean nothing by you know.
No, it's early. I just met you.
Yeah, I
You didn't even know I was gonna be here.
Yeah, I carry guns in Atlanta.
It's true. It's true.
Guns is legal in Atlanta.
That is
I'm
very
cool.
Are they legal out here? I don't know.
Nah, it's not the same.
I don't like
It's
the
not
way
the
this
same.
guy. I don't like how.
Yeah, it's not the
What
same.
part of Atlanta are you from, Rob?
I'm from the SWAT, Southwest Atlanta.
Yo, you know what's
Did not
crazy?
see that coming.
You know what's crazy?
What?
The movie I just did, Praise This. It was shot in Atlanta, I guess based in Atlanta as well.
Oh,
The
dope.
the blankety blank movie that I did, it was shot in Atlanta, whatever.
Now watch that. That was good.
Yeah, thank you. There we go. My character was from the SWAT. And I had a
Okay.
big SWAT tattoo on my
You
neck. and all of
definitely
that.
did.
Okay.
Now that
Definitely
I
did.
think about it,
What color was it?
Red.
Okay. All right.
Yes, sir.
Interesting. Yeah. No. No, that's fine.
I mean, if that's what you like.
No, I have no issue with any shade color. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
It was
As far as
red.
tattoos.
I was
just curious
and then
what
the
they
A
did.
was the
I was
Atlanta
just
A
curious
joint.
of what they did.
Was the Atlanta,
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I know you ain't in charge of that.
Not
You
at
know
all.
what I mean?
Not my,
You know,
not my job.
Yeah, that's not your department.
Nope.
You just got to hold your neck still. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Mhm.
Now, growing up in SWAT, everybody knows it for the gangster shit and all that shit like that was represented in the, the upcoming the introduction of trap music and all that shit. But
Mhm.
Sure.
you being a comedian, like, was that something you always wanted to do coming up? And if it was, how was it trying to navigate or grow up as a comedian where everybody want to rap and trap?
I mean, I think like I learned early I couldn't rap. Like I learned early it was like, yo, stop. You know?
All
Yeah.
Was it
yeah.
the friends around you?
Yeah, the friends
out
around
to
me.
Shout,
Man.
shout out to good
Mhm.
friends.
Yeah, no.
Shout out to good
Those are
friends.
good
ladies and
friends.
gentlemen.
Those are good.
They might be better than New York friends.
Yeah, 'cause New York
I still
friends will
know
gas
some
you up.
ones that still.
Really?
Yeah. One,
Nah, I don't think no. That's
I
not
imagine
fair.
y'all to be cutthroat. I imagine y'all to be
Exactly.
like, yo,
It's-
it's the Mecca.
it's
You
not-
can't be
it's
out
not-
this week, son.
It's not the friends that are the problem. The rappers just have a larger resolve.
Okay.
The rappers are just like really committed.
There we go.
I got
Okay.
you.
We
I
can't
got
tell
you.
them because we're from New York.
Mhm.
So maybe in Atlanta where everybody's like closing it, like you might have heard like, hey nigga, stop rapping. Like you should do something else. And you're like, oh, okay. The New York niggas is gonna be like, oh no. Now
Nigga, you a hater.
Nah, hater. You don't fuck with me.
But also,
He gonna tweet-
I also think
When I take this picture with
New
me,
York
you
niggas
gonna
is still
remind.
the type to gas you. Like, nah, keep going, boy. You killing it, knowing you really trash. But it's their own excitement to be like, yeah, nah, do it. You doing your thing, boy. You know what I'm talking about, bro. Niggas be under the comments, yo, that shit was fire. You
I
like,
see
yo,
you.
bro.
That's
stop.
interesting. I
Niggas
feel
be
like
scoffing.
Atlanta's a little more cutthroat in that
Yeah, it's like, yo,
regard
come
because
on.
everybody feels like they a star.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody is like, nobody's just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna just hype this person up. Like I think in Atlanta, to be a rapper, you almost got to move the people.
Yeah, 200%.
Like you got to get them dancing, bobbing their head, something. Like you got to do something to move the people. And yeah, I wasn't moving anybody. I tried to DJ, I tried to make beats. It just wasn't in the cars. Fruity Loops, I couldn't really, you know what I'm saying? Like I tried it all. I saw what was going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's not like I'm like, I'm going to build a comedy scene here. Nah,
Yo,
I saw what was happening, but
But you are one of the, at least from our generation, you are one of the people that were instrumental in building that comedy scene out.
no. I wouldn't say that. I would say like Carlos Miller, Clayton English.
Oh, yeah.
Like the generation before me, Ronnie Jordan, K-Dub, like the generation before them, Bruce, like there's a whole lineage of black comedy in Atlanta. I might be instrumental in like the shift in the more nerdy side, the more, alternative to to that.
Well, that's what I was.
Def Jam comic pipeline.
That's what I was getting at.
For sure.
Because your styling is so, I don't use the word mainstream, but I do think your styling gets you on Comedy Central. Your styling,
I've been there.
Like your styling gets you on the Tonight, like that is that
I've
type
been there
of
too.
set. I know. I was.
Well,
I thought it was a cool way to,
I didn't know. I want you to know that I was.
I was just confirming for the people.
Okay, because I was
That
like,
everything you throwing out there
It's true.
is facts.
Yeah, there we
You
go.
throwing the facts out there. That's
we go.
all.
what was the shift, or what was it? What was the thing that said, "Oh, I'm not gonna do it this way. I'm gonna do it this way."
I kind of fell into it. I went to college. I went to the University of Georgia. They had poetry
Is that the
nights.
Bulldogs?
The Bulldogs, two-time champions back to back.
We don't care
And-
nothing about that.
Sure,
Right? That part we didn't care.
Somebody does.
Somebody
I was
somebody in the
stadium
neighborhood does.
full of people who were very invested. But I get. But I would go up at poetry nights to do funny poems. People are already kind of calling me a comedian.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing jokes, and like that's pressure when people already know you as a comedian, but you have not even tried to write a joke yet. And so my senior year, I just head first into jokes, and then just started doing it as much as possible, hosting everything I could, opening for whoever came in town, and then after I graduated, just went straight to Atlanta, started going to Uptown Comedy Corner, the only black club at the time that was in the city, and just hitting the stage every night, like 4 times a week, then 7 times a week, then 10 times a week. Then I moved to New York. It was on stage like 12, 15 times a week. Putting that work in.
That is the
that's
grind.
literally the grind.
Yeah.
I heard that.
It's interesting to me because I'm still trying to, I think I'm only a bystander when it comes to comedy. Like, right, I'm only an audience member, so I don't fully understand the comedy grind the way that I understand the acting grind or even the music grind. So, like, what is that? You got? I mean, I hear you both say, that's the grind, and even me, I was chiming in like, yeah, that's the grind, but I really don't know. I can't lie to you. What is that acting? What does that comedy grind actually look like?
Well, I think the big difference with the stand-up grind is you have to develop in front of people. You're in front of people the whole time. When you are bad, you are in front of people. When you don't know what you're doing, you're in front of people. Like, you could become a great musician in a vacuum.
Yeah, in your house, yeah.
Like you can do the work as far as being a thespian outside of the stage. But for stand-up, you have to learn everything on stage, at night, on people who got bills time.
On people's dime.
Yeah.
On people's dime.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest thing. Like, and I think there was so many things that was, playing a part in my head when I was like running from like comedy. It was just like, bro, I did that shit. I hate, like, when I was doing it at first, I was like, I really hate performing. But really, it's what he said. I hated having to, like, I don't know, maybe it was like ego. So I was like, yo, these niggas, if I do anything different from this set, these niggas gonna tell me my shit not funny. Fuck out of here. I'm going to be a podcaster and a host and all that shit, right? And then at the time, if I'm just being honest, at the time my heart just wasn't in it.
Yeah.
At that time, I did not love comedy for myself. I loved it. I loved being a part of it because people said, "Oh, you're funny." But outside, I wasn't like waking up thinking about. I'm like,
jokes.
Let me get out of it. Let me get out the way. You like I say it all the time. You know this business. I only have maybe less than half your talent.
True.
Who you know is, and I can't like, and I know like people will look at me and be like, "Oh, Mouse, now you got a heart." I'm telling you, I never ever want to be in nobody's way. I never want to be a nigga. I never want to be a nigga that got the opportunity because I know such and such. When there's real comics that love this shit, they woke up
That'll grind,
thinking
like,
about this shit, this should be their opportunity. So I said, let me go do this shit that I really love. I'll do this shit. And then that really led me right back because I was like, damn, son. Like I'm watching Rob, I'm watching Reggie, I'm watching Yamanika and all these other comics. I'm like, I'm watching Schultz. I'm watching people I know in real life become legends.
So did you try to fill a void by stepping away from it and doing everything else that you think?
Oh, that's a good question.
I felt like I was doing, yes. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what was going on.
So something basically, I mean, I feel like we all go through things that are difficult for us and we all try to go somewhere else. Because it's like, yo, if I'm not used to this and I'm not great at it already from jump, because I'm used to being great at shit. And the minute you step into a field that you're kind of scared of, you back up and you go other places. But if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. And like you back to it.
Like him with rapping.
Yeah, I mean,
No, that wasn't meant for him.
Wasn't meant for me.
That wasn't meant for him. But I see that G-Shock, so I know you still got Fruity Loops on your computer.
What you mean?
Yeah, that G-Shock lets me know you still be producing. You
Nah, I don't even know how to get Fruity Loops. I got an Apple now. It's different. Yeah. I think you got to have Windows, you know what I'm saying, that have Fruity Loops.
Yo.
not even part of what's going on right now.
Yeah, I don't think it's a part of what's going on at all. You know?
Jesus Christ.
But shout out to Fruity Loops if y'all out there. You know, I'll do a commercial, whatever. You know, you know what I'm saying?
I get Windows in y'all band.
We ain't striking commercials. You know,
Facts.
Hit me with the bag.
You do commercials?
Depends. It's certain commercials that you could do. Yeah.
Yeah.
Certain little.
If
Are
it's
you,
not
are you
like
a part of this strike as well?
I'm double strike.
Wow. Because he's a
I'm-
writer as well.
Yeah, SAG and writer. Yeah,
The Writer Guild.
Double
Writers
strike.
Guild. Yeah,
Double
WGA.
striked up, baby.
Mhm.
What's up?
Yeah, I've been on strike since May.
Yeah, he did the 100
He's
days.
showing his stripes.
He
You
did the
heard?
100
Stop
days.
playing. They be outside my crib all the time, so I'm next.
Gang. You
They
heard?
not striking you. It's not about your
not
career.
about me.
It's
I would've
a
been out the
studio
window like,
close
you go
by.
out there,
You know
go out
what I'm
there,
saying?
you go home, beep, beep.
Yeah.
Couple claps, couple this. Yeah, it's not about me.
This
It's
is like-
bigger. It's bigger than me. You feel me?
I think honking the horn for the strikers is like the same as like when we was banging the pots for the.
Oh yeah, that's
first
exactly
eight.
what it is.
Or like
It does
when
nothing.
Okay.
Or like when it's lit in the lunchroom. Niggas swallow.
I don't think.
I think it does
think-
something.
I don't think.
I think it's
It
doing
does
something
nothing.
for somebody.
Like when I remember, I was talking to a nerd, and I was like, "Yo, would they be banging them pots? What it do for you? Nothing. Nothing.
But I also think it's a little different.
Like you coming home from like COVID, you just seen like 30,000 people die. Bow, bow, bow. You're just reminding them of what they just left, ladies.
Death.
And now,
A lot of death.
and now you can't even make the goddamn dinner correctly no more because now you done bang these good pots.
Jesus.
Look at your dumb ass.
Well, that's their own fault.
I'm saying stop banging pots when the first aid people walk away and stop honking at the fucking strikers.
No. Honk. Because
Yeah,
Why?
honk.
Why?
we
Yo,
are
you're
trying.
not even part of the movement.
on, listen, we are
and you
trying-
to say what I should
We are
or what I
trying
shouldn't
to.
do.
We are
Right.
trying to disrupt their day, bro.
Right.
Literally, that's what we are trying to do. We are trying
That's
to
why
disrupt
people
them.
don't
You know
want-
that's not gonna. You know that's not gonna work.
How's it not working? The building's right there.
Them people is. How long y'all been on strike?
Writers have been on for
No, not writers. How long you been on strike?
for the last, what is it? We've been on strike for a couple
2-3
months.
weeks?
No, months.
And you've been on strike how long?
Actors have been on for a couple
You've
months.
been on strike
writers is
since
only
May.
actors.
You've been on strike since May, and you've been on strike since.
I think. What
Don't be out here horn counting. I
Right.
don't like what you're doing. It really
help
sounds
y'all.
like you counting horns.
trying to help
and
y'all. Y'all
It's
might
not the
need-
time to do that.
Y'all might need a
terrible.
little different. Y'all might
Terrible.
need a little different strategy. That's all I'm saying.
They're not gonna
Terrible.
let you in.
That's fine. Fuck them.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. All right.
All right.
Guess
All right.
what?
What?
Tubi is alive and well, bitches. I just need one to hit.
All right. Go to
luck.
Tubi's website. You'll see who owns Tubi.
Yes, sir.
Hey,
Go look.
it's on there. It's on the World Wide Web.
Go look, Negro.
I don't think
Because that's what they gonna call you
there's
over
no
there.
way
They got a Super Bowl commercial just off of
There's no way I
Us?
believe that I've seen what's on Tubi, and there's no way I believe that the stuff that you guys are working on is underneath the same brand that the shit they work on.
It
I
depends.
about to say it's a big guild. Sir.
Yeah.
Yo, Rob said,
Yeah.
You can make
Nah,
money on
it's
something.
that-
You gonna make money on
Yeah.
it.
It's a big guild. I tell you.
Yeah. It's one of the big ones.
well,
it ain't
on
a
that
small-
on that note, I'd like to apologize. I'd like to take back everything I just said. Like to take back everything.
Well, on that
Tubi,
note,
it took the Tubi Awards away.
Take-
It's over there.
yeah, I thought I was gonna buck the system. I'm infiltrating. Well, listen, they ain't let me act this long. Mac Wiles won't fucking show me nothing. I said,
I'm the one who gave you your first job.
take it back. Take everything back.
When you
Take
raise the
everything I
voice.
said back.
When you raise the voice like that,
Yeah, he meant it. He meant business.
Stop playing.
That nigga meant business.
What you talking about?
I had never been in an apartment on 52nd Street before in my life.
It was beautiful.
And then nigga took us out there. We was
Glad you took the train.
Beautiful.
no, I drove.
You drove.
I drove.
You drove.
What are you doing here?
No, I was asking what.
What are you doing? What are you
I just want to
doing?
know where you were at in life. How far you've come. My man Matt gave you your first little rolling gig. You feel me?
It wasn't little.
Yeah.
I was actually a star of that episode.
Well, it
Bang,
didn't,
bang.
You didn't sound like it the way you were
Bang,
talking.
bang.
I forgot.
Okay.
It's all right.
Don't
Okay.
forget.
It wasn't SAG-AFTRA.
Don't
Get
forget.
your handle.
Don't
Wow.
forget where you came from. Here.
Wow. Actually, we were a SAG
was?
after. We were a SAG after.
I'm fucking striking. Why you didn't fucking tell me?
Because
Your
you ain't
first
part of it.
gig, you don't gotta be in it.
Yeah.
You ain't part of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
first-
I was about to
first
go
gig, you
outside and be like,
yeah.
honk, go on.
Yeah.
Try out.
yeah.
You ain't had to pay no dues. You got
Nothing.
your
You
full
good.
check that
I was about
first
to
one.
tell you, I was about to
Yeah.
go outside and start honking.
Jesus Christ.
Honking for all of us.
Come on. Come on.
Try out. She ain't even make the team.
Honking for all of us.
I didn't try out. It was
You didn't make-
walk-on
You
position.
didn't make
Wow.
the team.
The
You
coach-
still have to. You
the
still have to
coach-
try out as a
The
walk.
coach seen me.
So you
it
know
was
that.
like, son,
Come on.
You know that, right?
Come upstairs.
Still got to try
Come
out.
on.
as
I
a
didn't have to
walk-on.
try out. The nigga seen me and said, yo, this is for you, my boy.
Oh, coach's son.
Wow.
I don't care. I still got to play.
Nepotism.
One
The
game.
nigga that played with LeBron
Nigga said
still
one
got
game.
to play with LeBron.
Nigga
That's
said
true.
one game.
That's true.
That's true.
I only needed one. I got tape.
I got
I got tape. I can show niggas. Look, it's me. And it's in 4K.
It isn't 4K.
Okay.
That's just in like Sony Red niggas.
Yeah,
like
we
this.
got we had
Niggas
the
niggas
fire
had a
cameras.
full-
We had the fire cameras.
Fuck wrong with you, boy? Not playing with me. Goddamn, you know what the fuck I'm talking about? Goddamn. That was for you.
I can-
Did I hit that?
That-
Yeah, I know. I heard it. Yeah.
he said,
Yeah.
yeah.
Nah, nope,
Thought that was good.
nope.
Yeah.
It's all right though. Keep going. You got more time. It's time on the clock.
It was like a sharp K and a G in there that, you know what I'm saying? That
Goddamn.
like, yeah. Some of them got to come off.
Yeah. Mhm.
I know y'all don't like to say the T's. And goddamn.
I mean, it depends. You know, the T could be emphasized. It just depends. You know, goddamn, like it's
Yeah.
different. It's different.
Bang.
You know, yeah.
Now, being, because I feel like if I classify you as like being a smart type comedian, I feel like it takes shots at other people, and that's not my goal here.
Right.
But being the type of comedian you are,
Mm-hmm.
do you ever, what's the word I'm looking for? Does it isolate you from certain bookings? Like, do you think, because I don't see your type, especially black ones, I don't see y'all type of comedians being booked with the, the fever that we see the more Def Jam influenced comedians book.
It's just my bad. It's just a
It's just a
different.
podcast we're recording.
My fault. Very unprofessional of me. I apologize. Yeah. No, it's just really like different. That's
Mhm.
all. There are pockets where we're booked where you won't see those comedians.
I was about to say, yeah.
and but there's a lot of overlap. There's a lot of times where I am in those situations where there's different expectations for the audience, but
Mhm.
still have fun, still have a good time.
As a and I think this is for both of you guys, especially now. Mal's getting back into comedy. How do you guys gauge a room? Because I think because as a actor being on a stage for a play or something, right? We don't have to. Depending on the show,
The
I
job
guess
is already done.
I'm about to say, depending on the show, you guys you come in to see this play. However you feel about the play, you take that afterwards. But it's like you guys, the engagement that you get is And I mean, it is for us as well, automatic, but it's different. Like for us, you just got to get through the play. For you guys, it's like, okay, is it like, okay, you see this isn't working for this crowd, so you already have something kind of like an audible to kind of throw? Like, how do you guys gauge rooms?
I think I'll let the vet go first.
I see it like a choose your own adventure book.
Mm.
So like depending on like if I say one thing and the crowd reacts in a certain way, then I have options of what I
Which way you
feel
wanna
like,
go.
where I want to go, what I'm gonna say. You know, maybe I might need to make a sharp turn. Maybe I might need to do something different. But yeah, it's just making those decisions throughout. Like, but it also puts a lot of pressure on the first thing you say. Because then you have a blank canvas, but also you have an audience that you have no information on. So the first thing you say is very important.
It's like a jab. It's like
Yeah.
kind of like
Jab.
gauge
Yeah.
where
You want
everybody
to
is.
stab that jab quick.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how, So with me, it's like if I'm hosting a comedy show, then it's like, all right, well, I'm the litmus test. I have to see what works. So me personally, I just automatically jump into the crowd work. All right, let me see
Who's here?
how tight this crowd is, right? Oh, you celebrate something? Oh, what's wrong with you? See how tight the crowd is, right?
Mhm.
Like, oh, is this a comedy crowd or is this a crowd that just wants to support somebody? You get to gauge that, and it's like, all right, well, these people on the right side, they kind of laugh more at this kind of stuff. These people over here, then I'll kind of maybe work out 1 or 2 minutes or something before I bring up the comic. If I'm like when I headlined in Chicago over the weekend, I just sat back and watched how the crowd reacted to other comedians. So I was like,
So you get a chance to kind of like see how.
I see what's going on here. I was like, all right, bet. And then, like I said, I was sitting behind like the oldest people in the room, and they gave me 20 minutes worth of material that I was just like, oh, I'm gonna just rework this set, and I'm gonna go out here and just do that. And that's
Mhm.
why I feel like that's why I killed the way it did.
What if you're not closing and you're opening?
That's
So
what
you
I'm
don't
about
like
to
the
say.
opening
Yeah,
comedian?
Is that-
yeah.
Same- oh, go ahead.
No, I'm asking, what do you mean?
I mean, cause
Yeah, like if you're the
said
opening.
he
Like,
was,
I'm the
he was
first comedian
closing.
not
He was
hosting.
closing the show, so he got to watch every comedian go on 1st.
Mhm.
So then he started to add certain things to his stand up. But what if you're first? And because that's always been my fear, just like stage fright.
Yeah.
So going up first and having to break open the crowd, and like, all right, fuck it. Is it my time? Is it funny? Is it not? I feel like that is a fear of mine. So going what you said on how you got to see everybody's like, all right, that can, for me, that'll kind of like ease my shit. Like, all right, cool. I know, all right, this person was doing this in the crowd. I saw it. I peeped it. I could joke about that. Boom. But going first and having to start everything, what's the difference in that?
I mean, when you go first, you could look at it like pressure, but you can also look at it like an opportunity. Like, I can make this into a show. People will believe it's a show now. They just saw the host. They bring me up.
You killed it.
Make it easier for everybody. You know, like moving from scene to scene. So I moved to New York in 2015. I moved out here in 2019. You come into a new scene, a lot of times they put you up first to see what you got. You know, see if you got chops, see if you can really just get your stuff out from zero. And so I used to love that, because then it's like, now I'm going first on every show. I'm about to get booked by everybody on this show. I'm about to, like, everybody got to see
you gotta see me
because they
first.
trying to see what's going on.
Yeah,
So they
yeah,
got to
yeah,
watch
yeah.
the person who's first. So I'm like, cool, I'm showcasing. Every time somebody put me up first, I'm showcasing. I moved to New York, I'm flipping sets. I'm not doing the same set, but still setting the tone in the same way. So I'm doing this 5. All right, I come back, I do a different 5. Come back, you know, I'm flipping it like
You're
that.
doing your shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So you said you started comedy in 2009, right?
Mm-hmm. Michael Jackson died, and I was like, you know what? It's time. It's time,
world
man.
needs some levity.
It's time. Every comedian had something to say about Michael Jackson, man.
It's
I
time.
can't miss these opportunities, man. I gotta get in there. Yeah.
So I was gonna say, I guess from what you both are saying, that you just have to have an amazing ability to pivot, right? Like I guess you.
I don't even know if it has to be amazing.
You
just
don't
have
gotta pivot.
Yeah, you don't have to
could,
pivot.
Like, you could
stand
be
there.
rocking. You could just
from
be in
jump.
the pocket from the jump. You don't gotta pivot. And I think like that's where the showcase set, that's where the 5-minute set, doing the 3-minute set, all that training comes in, because you gotta do what you do, say who you are and everything in a short amount of time and get out of there. you know.
Got it.
So like in Atlanta, the open mics, sometimes we get 3 minutes. Sometimes that would be it. Sometimes it just be 5. And you got to do your time because you want to, you know, you don't want to like burn any bridges. You
That's
nobody.
That's a fact.
You know, them boo rooms, people is getting off in 30 seconds. You don't cut the music off right, they booing you. So 3 minutes to
That's
last
when they
3
be
minutes
throwing
in
the
that
shit from
environment, you know what I'm saying? You got to be nice. You got to be, all right, you at least decent.
Or they gonna
Maybe
cut
you
you
gonna
up.
throw-
Yeah. I was gonna say, what is or what has been, if you guys, you know, the times that you had to, what have been some of your favorite pivots? How have you? What room was like a tricky room that you had to kind of like pivot into a good one?
Since I've been back, shit. I've been kind of blessed since I've been back. Like I've been, you know, I come, like I take no, like I'm not unaware that like I came back
Of course.
established as someone else with a fan base.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of the shows I've done on my own are my own fans. So they're just
Exactly.
seeing me in a different light. So I really don't got pivot there. I think more or less probably the show, like I just said with Rob, like I'm a host.
Yeah,
You know what I
of
mean?
course.
So it's like I didn't even think in my head to what he said, but it made sense because it was like, I'm like, okay, bet he about to go up here, boom. And in my head, I'm already thinking of, all right, well, I'm, you know, I go back up there, I'm gonna say this, and then boom, boom. But I'm listening to him kill, and I'm like, oh, I don't gotta do that.
Switch.
When I go up here, Rob, boom, speak to the callback that he said to me, bring up the next comedian.
Yeah.
So, you know, and like I said, I'm early. I'm still early back.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? I'm still got my sea legs, so I'm pretty sure Rob got a way better story.
That was a good story. You know what I'm saying? I really like the boom part. Like that was fire. It was an explosion. You know what I'm saying? I loved it. No, I was in Denver and I was headlining, and it was around the time that one of them Rolling Stone lists came out.
Oh yeah.
And so I'm riffing about that. It's around the time the like Whitney Houston movie's out. This girl just starts yelling out Whitney Houston, and then she tries to sing it, "I Will Always Love You," while I'm talking. You know what I'm saying? And it was like the saddest. It was like clearly like that's the only Whitney song you know. You know what I'm saying? You're not no real Whitney fan. Real Whitney fans don't try to sing Whitney. You know what I'm saying?
Why would you do
Yeah,
that to you?
they love Whitney too much. They'll curse you out for trying to sing
Very true.
Whitney, you know? So then I handled that. And then later in the set, I ended the set. I was talking about the hotel room, and my hotel room might have been haunted. Like the floor I was staying on, the elevator, like always went to that floor. It was like the button was stuck. People would get on and be like, ooh, 7. It's haunted up there, you know?
I thought they didn't have set.
Oh,
They
maybe.
don't have 13. They don't have the 13.
Okay.
You're right. They don't have
Okay.
13.
All right. Yeah, no, I feel like I saw a glowing 7.
Nah,
It was
you right.
7. It was
And
7.
then, yeah, they were like, you know, it's haunted up there. I'm talking about that. And then I start talking about ghosts and stuff. And then, you know, like people laughing and everything. And then I was like, I heard a ghost when I was in my room. And it was like, and I started singing that. That's how I ended the set. That's how I got out of there. Them people's minds were blown. You know what I'm saying? Because like this is like early on. I called it all the way back, you know?
You gotta love a good callback.
That- nah,
You
when-
gotta love a good callback.
The thing about like comedy to me is that I can't do it. It's not for me. But to know that first somebody can break the fear of my fear of going on stage and doing something in front of people that have never seen you. Some people have never seen you before, heard of you, whatever.
Yeah.
So that's one step that is just amazing me. And then the second thing is what comedy just does for us, especially as Black people.
Oh my God.
Like
Yeah.
We live our lives by comedy.
because our life is really comedy. But so many people won't believe the stories that they hear in person, let alone on stage, that are so true. And even if it's not the exact truth to
Fact
what we've
is-
been through,
fact is
there's
scarier than
always
fiction, bro.
something about it. Which you talk about somebody's grandmother, you talk about somebody's, when you be like, yo, talk about my kidney and shit like that. Like there is some way, shape, or form that, yo,
I don't talk about your kidney.
Yes, you do.
I talk about the missing kidney.
okay, so you talk about it. That means you are very,
Wow.
we're not gonna
The
talk about
worst.
that.
The worst.
See, I was trying to give you props. But now
He
I'm
doesn't
gonna
have
just talk
He's
to,
missing one kidney, bro.
I donated a kidney.
To his mother.
Okay.
To his
Yeah,
mother.
see them-
Yeah.
Oh wow.
See the jokes. See how it can go left to
I
right.
didn't, it didn't go left or
I wouldn't.
I didn't talk
judge
about
you.
the
Not you,
kidney.
not you. Him.
You know what I'm
Had
saying?
nothing to do with you. Don't
Yeah.
do him. He's just very ignorant when it comes to
He
certain
identifies as a person that still has 2 kidneys, so
Jesus
that he gets a little upset sometimes.
Henny who?
I feel like y'all took it like super internal. And not, you know what I'm saying? I ain't
Nope,
come here
nope,
to
the
know
kidney's
about
external now.
anybody's
It's not
organs. You know what I
it's
mean?
not inside
I
no
see what you did. I did see what you did.
How is it?
Just
external?
there.
From you?
South.
How is it?
Because
But it's
out of
somewhere.
you. But it's out of you.
Okay. Yeah, but it's somewhere.
It's somewhere.
Somewhere.
Yeah, yeah.
It's somewhere.
It's
Yeah.
somewhere.
Here we go.
Fucking be a man.
No.
It's saving a life. It's
Don't
saving
question my manhood. Hey, wait a minute.
See what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying? I almost responded to
You
that.
think-
Like,
you
no,
think-
all
you
right.
think they with
no,
you?
no.
God damn it.
I'm a man. I'm gonna stand on it. I got more information now.
That is a goddamn.
You know what I'm saying? I was on your side, and then he had a good retort. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, this ain't first take. I don't got to stay on one side the whole time. You know
Oh,
what I'm saying?
man.
Touch me.
I can learn.
Don't
Jesus.
touch
I
me.
can change my mind.
Yeah, why you touching me
yeah.
now?
Yo.
First day.
Yeah,
Yeah, he has a right to
yeah.
hear both sides of the story. You heard it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, like I was saying, shit. In the black community, we all go through some shit that it might not even be funny, but you can turn it into something funny.
That's real.
And you can make people look at different parts of your life, which are horrible times, and turn their frowns upside down.
Which is why that genre of comedy is what influenced me to come back, right? Like, sure, like seeing Comic View growing up and, Martin, Bernie Mac, my favorite comedians, and I was like, oh, I want to be like that. That's not really me. Like, it doesn't fit my disposition. I don't enjoy
I mean,
any
I'm
of
about
that.
to say you can watch and enjoy somebody, but you can understand that it's not your style.
And then that's why seeing stuff like what Rob does and Schultz and like see what they do where it's like, you really shouldn't be laughing at this. And it's not always from a standpoint of like, oh, it could get you canceled. It's like, it's from a standpoint like,
That
I
may be
didn't
serious.
even think that was funny. That's funny. That's you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah,
what
yeah.
and seeing that and that was what influenced me to like, all right, I could come back. I can do this. This I want to do.
because everybody's funny can be different.
Yeah.
You don't have to be that same
Mhm.
certain cut of a cloth. Like it has to be this cookie cut, and that's comedy. Like no, it doesn't. Because my life wasn't like that type of funny. My life might have been that. Damn, I shouldn't be laughing, but damn, that shit was hilarious.
And then on top of that, people have people's taste. It depends on like the room a lot of times, right? Like you can go into somewhere and be like, usually that stuff isn't really funny, but being in that room and that certain comic is saying the right thing at the right time, that laugh, it'll just hit you. And by the time you're driving home, you're like, damn, I didn't think I was gonna laugh at that, but that was really funny.
Shit could really be the day that you had.
Literally.
You might not even run into nothing the comedian even speaks to. And like you said, you get in the car and then you go back like, damn, he was talking about that. And you see some shit like, yo, that shit is crazy. He just talked about
Yeah.
that shit. And it happened just like
Mhm.
that.
Yeah.
Having that almost like superpower, is there ever something where you're like, oh, this would be funny? But then you have to look at the times when you're like, I should probably leave that alone.
There's times where I've like gotten to a place and then I'm like, oh, it's already covered.
Oh, okay.
You know, like I've gotten the whole train of thought, and then I watch an old special or something and be like, oh, someone's already
Somebody did it.
been there. Yeah.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no. Sometimes I'll have ideas or thoughts, and then I know, oh, I'm not gonna be in front of people who will get this for a minute. You know. Yeah. There's especially out here. There's times like I feel like comedy's very segregated. So it's almost like I got a schedule when
Okay.
I talk to certain people.
So question, especially considering that, what is the difference? I mean, you said right now you've been through Atlanta, New York, and now Los Angeles' comedy scene. What is the difference between the three?
Atlanta, I feel like you get to be in front of people earlier. There are no open mics with just no audience, just comics. You know, like you get to feel what it's like to kill early. You feel, getting a laugh early just because you got people in front of you. I think in Atlanta, you don't have the same variety of audiences. So you'll have, you'll have like people that are in Midtown, the more liberal people. You'll have, your hood black audience, your black college audience, your old people, black audience.
Yeah.
You know, you might have a more rural white person. You know what I'm saying? There might be more derogatory terms for those type of rooms. But you know, I'm not gonna say that in the mic.
Yeah, we're gonna leave it
You know
alone.
what I'm saying?
We're gonna leave
But then that's it. That's it. It's really polar. It's really black and white. You get to New York, it's people traveling from all over the world.
God.
You got, you know, Australians running the room sometimes. It's like 20 Australians in the front row. Sometimes, you know, you got people traveling from everywhere
Here
on
and there. Yep,
vacation, out with their kids, whatever. You got prom shows. You got, you know, you got shows it's just New Yorkers, shows it's just Jamaicans. It's people from all over the place. And then out here, it's the same as far as variety, yes, but the culture is totally different.
Yeah.
New York's down for you to just get to the jokes. They don't got a lot of time to waste. Get to it. You know what I'm saying? LA likes to be played with. LA likes you to be silly. LA likes you to like make something sound funny first before you get into any jokes. And then also car culture out here.
Yeah.
A lot of us comics that aren't on the coast, we got car jokes for days. We got this happened to me on the road. You know, New York, you can't get no car jokes off. People on the train don't want to hear about your car story. You know what I'm saying? They know what a car is. They got the reference. They don't want to hear about that. Talk about what you did today. You know what I'm saying? You ain't get out of no car today. You got off that platform. Talk about that. You know?
That's why Reggie's watermelon joke was so fucking funny.
Exactly.
But to me that's the main difference. Also, spatially, like New York, you can get from spot to spot easier. Out here, everything's kind of spread out, so you can't
LA.
do as much. Even if you are popping, you're pushing that whip to the limit.
To the limit.
Yeah.
Especially because you would do like, I guess in New York you would do like a couple comedy clubs a night, right?
Yeah.
Everything closed earlier.
That
Right. Everything closes early here.
and then it's like you got to go from here to there, like trying to get from Burbank to back to Hollywood to
It's a lot.
Nah, it's crazy.
And it's
And
timing.
that a schedule would be like that?
What you mean?
Like having to go to different clubs?
Well, there's not as many stages out here. I feel like that night is a good night. The night that you broke your neck to go to 3 spots in a night in 3 different neighborhoods, that's a good night. You know, you don't get nights like that often out here. But that time in between sets, you don't waste as much time out here. Like I noticed like the pros out here, they don't be on stage just playing around.
Nah, they get
they
to
don't
it.
have a lot of time. So, you know, you might see them do one set and then the next week you see them do another set and it's improved like they've been doing reps because they've put in a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
And in New York, you do a spot, you get on the train, you do another spot, you know, you fixing it on the train and you getting reps and you getting muscle memory.
I've literally
but
been like,
you not-
oh, when I get over here, I gotta move this,
But-
and I gotta move this over here.
So is LA like the plateau of where you see, like if I get to LA and I kill it, I know the next step is wherever it be.
Superstardom or whatever.
Yeah, my Netflix special, my
I would
whatever
feel like
special.
that's,
Like
I would feel like that's New York still.
I feel like in stand up, it's probably New York, but I feel like LA is probably for everything else.
Okay.
And anything, you know, if you want to do movies, if you
acting
want
and
to do
everything.
TV, if you want to, you know, have a show, that type of
Okay.
thing, you know, if
That
you want
makes
to be
sense.
behind the scenes, LA is more for that. And
LA's entertainment in general.
I wanna create outside of just stand up. But I do love stand up and stand up is my passion. And I do love being on the road and touring and stuff. But you know, that's not the only outlet for me.
Because I know, I mean, in my mind, there's a lot of people that can do comedy on screen, but they could never step on that stage.
Right.
I think that is that, and that translates in all damn near all fields, right? In music, there's a lot of people who are fantastic artists when it comes to being in a studio, in a booth, but you get them on that stage and they traga, you know, or even actors, right? You get an actor who's on screen and it's just like they can give you amazing performances, but as soon as they get on the stage, they don't know how to translate. So
I agree with you, but I also think that comedy stuff is just a little.
no, comedy is a different.
That shit
it's
is
a
a
different
different
beast. I'm just saying, yeah.
It's not. And this is what I'm gonna say, because this thing right here, switched everything
Tap
up.
my phone like that.
What do you mean?
I ain't got I don't got insurance.
Why do you say the phone
Because
switched it up?
You can make a fan base. And as long as you can make a fan base, I'm telling you, as long as you can make a fan base, it don't matter what your craft is. It doesn't matter what. All you have to do is create a fan base, and there will be a space where you are deemed a professional.
That's what I'm about to say.
And you will be deemed as someone.
But that's not what I was saying.
I'll agree with you on a level of success, right? Like you can find success damn near anywhere.
You can create your own little community and be successful.
200%. You can find your success anywhere, right? Especially because of the phone. But when it comes to that other side, performance, because that's literally what you guys are doing. Like as stand-up comedians, you guys are artists. You guys are up there, and the difference is that you're painting in front of us every single night.
But that's goes what I said. If you create a fan base, them niggas gonna show up because they believe in you. They lack. To be honest, there's some crap. This shit is all, and I've learned this shit from hosting. All this shit is psychology, bro. These niggas, there's some niggas that's dirt. I don't know if we're supposed to say that. I'm fresh back, but some of these niggas is dirt. Hosts, comics, whatever. Some of these niggas is dirt, but they were good. They were good at something online that made somebody a fan.
Got it.
And if it got big enough, a bunch of people became fans.
Yeah.
And now that room is filled with people to see a person they're a fan of. They laughing at whatever this nigga said on stage, but really they laughing because they laughed at whatever he said on that phone. We're fans. We're here to show up. So that's why I said, it's cool. Like I'm gonna keep cutting my teeth and shit and make sure that when I step on that stage, I'm giving everybody an A1 performance. But there's a whole bunch of people that don't have to. So I don't even get in that thought process of like, oh, well, anybody can create a fan base. Oh, yeah. I ain't gonna get mad at them, but just know I think that's what I'm saying. You're not wrong. I'm not saying that you're wrong about creating the fan base and creating a certain level of success and having people come out. But there is a very stark difference between people coming out and somebody giving a really, really good performance. Just because people come out doesn't mean niggas is nice.
Facts.
1,000%.
And sometimes like the fan base kills the tension.
Yeah.
Like some comedians need tension. They need people that were drugged to the show. They need people who don't have a clue who they are, that disagree with them for that tension to be in the room. Like there's some comedians, they've got their fan base have gotten so big that tension from their shows has gone away and their edge has suffered because that lack of that energy.
Yo, I'll tell you this one. I guess before we get up out of here, this one story. When I was doing the play, Thoughts of a Colored Man, it was, I don't want to say it was a shoo-in because it wasn't, because we were it's a black play on the Great White Way. That's what they call Broadway, the Great White Way. There's not a lot of times that you see a lot of us, and when you do see us, it's like it always kind of came with a caveat,
or like
sing
and dance and jump around.
It's something, or like, oh, there's this white producer who believed in you, so it's the white savior. It's a bunch of different things behind it. But this show specifically was black lead producer, black writer,
from the rooter to the
black director, all black cast. So
all black male cast
as well. So I think part of it was novelty. A lot of black people came out. It was a lot of people's first times coming to see it. So you knew, every night it felt like we were killing, whether we were killing or not. Every single night, standing ovation. Every single night, standing ovation, standing ovation, standing ovation. So but to your point where you need that tension, there was one person who I always knew that no matter what, and I thank God that she was a part of this. I thank God that she was one of the producers. Cheryl Lee Ralph, my godmom. Shout out Mama Cheryl. When I tell you she holds no cut cards. So having somebody that literally every night you're trying to impress or to try to change their mind. Like I would get off stage, I'd be like, all right, Ma, so what'd you think? How did I? She was like, it was all right.
Mm.
I mean, you could work on this and you could work on this and whatever, you know. But it was cool. Like you did well.
You didn't do bad.
You didn't do bad. You could do better. That made me. I wanted to be the best nigga. So now hearing that, even on that side, on the comedy side, I can see why a lot of my favorite comics, like you start to feel like, damn, like nigga, like you used to be nice. And the reason why they used to be nice is because they was in a room like, nigga, I gotta get it.
Yeah, yeah.
So
when you reach that level of people know who you are and what you do, and they're already expecting you to be, I guess it's a little tension off you. Like, I don't gotta work as hard sometimes, which is whack. But I feel like it's needed, because then when somebody comes up from up under you and now they coming up next to the stage and you don't get the same claps and you don't get the same standing ovation, but somebody else does, it's like another flame.
Yeah, I think for me, I always, whether it's, you know, at trap karaoke or hosting somebody's event or comedy, I'm always trying to perform. For me personally, this is me. I'm always trying to perform for the starkest looking person in the room.
for the person who I gotta find somebody.
Like for me,
in
the other night, it was Rob. Like, I'd never been around Rob. I had just seen him online with him. I'd never been around him. And I was like watching his disposition. I'm like, oh, this nigga smart. Yeah. So I was just seeing like, yeah, he not really busting out laughing at shit. So it was like, if I can make this nigga laugh, I'll be fine tonight. Just like that. And I always do that. So if I'm at trap karaoke and I'm like, and then people say like, oh, tonight felt like a comedy show. Oh, you was killing it. I'm like, oh, all right, bet. I was performing. That's what I was performing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm always get the room lit. That's easy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what God put in me. I'm gonna always do that. But can I get you to laugh while on your feet? People forget about that. Yeah. People really forget about that shit. And I'm not tooting my own horn, but niggas really forget about that shit. Yeah, y'all get in front of these rooms and y'all jump. Everybody do this. Yeah, these are songs that other people made.
Yep.
So it's like, let's
naturally,
relax.
Yeah.
But I got these people on their feet for 4 hours. And every time I touch that mic, at some point, they're cackling.
Yeah. Fact.
Remember that. I'm a different breed than a lot of these niggas.
Yeah.
Before we get out, I want to ask you something, because it'll answer a question to me. When it's all said and done, do you want to be known as smart or do you want to be known as funny? I want to be known as smart, but I don't know if that's an issue, if that will present an issue in my work.
I would probably say funny. I think the smart is implied. I think you know, when I talk, when I'm funny, when I'm in my bag, you know I'm smart.
Yeah.
So I feel like, yeah, I'm gonna go funny.
I got it. I got that. I can understand.
And yo, if you don't think I'm funny, come out of my shows. Come be
Talk
the
about
tension.
it.
Come be the tension. You know what I'm saying? I'll win you over. By the end of the night, you're gonna buy a t-shirt.
Ooh.
Come through.
I like that. I like that.
I like that energy right there.
Bring somebody else. Bring somebody else that didn't like me on this interview. You know what I'm saying? yeah. I'm about making fans. You know what I'm saying?
I respect it every time.
Yeah. Look stank face. Sit in the front.
I respect that shit every time. I'm the same way. But no matter what the platform is, I'm the same. Bring the people that don't like me. I'm only here because I feel like the people that don't like me got so mad. They start telling people who did like me.
Yikes.
Rob,
that's a whole nother episode.
Rob, what you got going on that people can support?
Yo, if you in Ransom, Wisconsin, I'm going to be out there October 7th. If you in New Orleans, I'll be out there December 9th. If you are in Charleston, South Carolina, I'll be out there October 14th. I know I did that out of order. Also, I got a podcast called The Inconsistent Podcast with Rob Haze. It comes out when it's ready.
That might be us.
It's on brand. You know, like
we might be on the same network.
Yeah. Sound might be me a little wonky. You know, you let me know, it'll get fixed. Yeah, but find that on all platforms where you can find podcasts.
Yeah, man.
Matt.
Yeah.
The wine.
Michael
Havel.
You know, and shout out to the team, shout out to the squad. Please go cop you a bottle. We have a beautiful three different varietals that we're dealing with right now. We have
varietals.
Yes,
that's
sir.
fire. That's a real word.
Yes, it is.
That's fire.
Varietals. We have our Zinfandel. That's our red wine. Varietals means grapes.
So yeah, I know.
I'm talking to Ryan. We wasn't even on the microphone.
I know these are
I
mine.
didn't know that.
These are mine.
I just learned that.
Yeah, varietals, it means the type of grape that you're using.
Okay.
This is our rosé, which we use a few different grapes for, and that's our Chenin Blanc, which is our white wine. And yeah,
Why does your voice change when you talk about wine?
because it has to be elevated. It's a different level of
Yeah,
luxury.
I fucking hate it.
Mm-hmm.
I fucking
You gotta love
hate
it.
it.
You
Hate
gotta love it,
bad.
actually.
Ryan, hopefully you can keep the same voice when you plug whatever you
I'm not plugging nothing. Okay,
Oh, because the drought.
No, because the ink ain't dry yet. That's why.
no, because that sounded crazy.
Whoa, hey now.
I was just talking about what he was talking about. I wasn't talking about what he was talking about.
You guys are filthy. The freaks come out at night.
With
Freaky
the
ass.
varietals.
It's a freaky ass podcast. I tell y'all that.
You got anything you want the people to know about?
Live show.
Hey!
Boom, 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 boom.
And we'll see y'all asses next week. Peace.
That smells Jones.